You know that feeling when the summer harvest is finally done? It's great, but your soil? It is completely wiped out. Well, what if I told you there's a way to naturally revitalize all that exhausted ground over the winter, literally without spending a dime on expensive chemical fertilizers? Welcome to today's explainer. We're going to dive into something I find absolutely fascinating: autumn green manure.
So really think about this for a second. After 2 or 3 heavy harvests, summer soil is just done, right? And usually our knee-jerk reaction is to just dump synthetic fertilizers all over it. But nature actually has a built-in reset button for when the ground is dormant. We just need to know exactly how to push it. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. Revitalizing tired autumn soil. 2. Choosing your green manure. 3. Fall planting and care. 4. Spring incorporation strategies. And 5. A sustainable farming future. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Revitalizing tired autumn soil.
When you clear out that summer garden, leaving the bare soil exposed is honestly just a huge missed opportunity. Enter cider crops, or as you probably know them better, green manure. These are fast-growing cover crops that you plant specifically to chop down and mix right back into the dirt. It's brilliant. As they grow, their strong roots bust through compacted earth, opening up air channels. Then, when they break down, they turn into this powerhouse natural fertilizer.
And the sheer efficiency of this is wild. Seriously, studies show that just 1 single ton of fresh green manure can replace up to 0.4 tons of traditional organic animal manure. I mean, think about the back-breaking labor and the cost of hauling half a ton of cow manure when you can just grow that exact same nutrient value literally right in the ground.
By getting these seeds planted in the fall, you're essentially tossing a living, protective blanket over your fields. This dense root network and all that surface foliage, it stops harsh winter winds and freezing rains from washing away your topsoil. It actively grabs hold of highly mobile nutrients so they don't leach down too deep for next year's crops to reach. Plus, a super thick autumn cover crop mechanically chokes out all those annoying overwintering weeds.
Moving on to Section 2, choosing your green manure.
Now, this isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's actually a highly targeted strategy. Need nitrogen? Legumes like vetch and peas are your best bet. Lupines, for example, have roots that plunge 2 whole meters deep to pull up trapped nutrients. If you've got heavy soil, cereals like winter rye are fantastic for fixing structure and stopping erosion. And for pest control, get this. Cruciferous plants like white mustard actually release essential oils straight into the soil that naturally repel harmful insects. How cool is that?
But okay, there is one massive catch here that you have to watch out for: crop rotation. You never, ever want to plant a green manure from the same exact botanical family as the main crop you're planting for the spring. Why? Because they attract the same pests. So planting mustard now, if you're putting cabbage in later, is basically just setting up an all-you-can-eat winter buffet for bugs. Bad idea. A great succession, though, would be planting oats now and following that up with spring pumpkins.
All right, Section 3, fall planting and care.
Let's talk about actually getting them in the ground. The big word here is urgency. You really need to plant these seeds immediately after pulling your summer harvest. It's a total race against dropping temperatures because you want to capture whatever residual moisture is still trapped in the soil. That guarantees the seeds germinate fast, way before the deep frosts roll in. The physical planting part? Wonderfully simple. Step 1, just lightly loosen the top of the soil. Step 2, broadcast your seeds, but here's a pro tip. Sow them at a 20 to 30% higher density than you normally would. You want a really dense, thick mat of vegetation out there. In step 3, rake them in lightly and roll or press the soil. That's crucial because it locks in the capillary moisture so they sprout up quick.
And honestly, the best part of all this is the maintenance, or rather, the complete lack of it. Once they sprout, you are totally hands-off. Do not apply artificial fertilizers. Do not spray chemical herbicides. Just let them do their thing. When winter hits, the frost will naturally kill off the non-hardy varieties. But those frozen stalks, they'll stay standing, acting as this brilliant snow fence that catches and holds winter moisture perfectly for the spring thaw.
Section 4. Spring incorporation strategies.
Okay, so spring rolls around. Timing here is absolutely everything. The golden rule is that you have to cut and incorporate these plants exactly when they first start flowering. Why then? Because that is the exact moment the plant is absolutely maxed out on nutrients. If you wait too long, the stems turn hard and woody, they'll take months to break down, and that will completely wreck your whole spring planting schedule.
So here's how you do it. Step 1. Roll, crush, or mow that green mass right down so you can actually manage it. Step 2, plow it into the soil, but keep it shallow, about 15 centimeters deep for light sandy soils and only 10 centimeters if you're working with heavy clay. And step 3, this is completely non-negotiable, wait exactly 3 weeks before planting your main crops. The soil microorganisms literally need those 21 days to digest all that raw green matter and turn it into safe, usable humus.
Which brings us to Section 5, a sustainable farming future. If we zoom out and look at the real-world application of this on a massive scale, it aligns perfectly with major agricultural movements, like the EU's strategic eco-schemes. Governments are heavily incentivizing green manure right now to hit a huge target, cutting nutrient loss by 50%. This directly stops excess fertilizer from washing off fields and polluting our rivers and groundwater. On top of that, by growing our own nitrogen with plants like vetch and peas, the larger goal is to slash overall synthetic fertilizer use by at least 20% by the year 2030. Every single time a farmer or a backyard gardener replaces a bag of chemical fertilizer with a patch of winter rye, they're directly driving us toward that massive environmental milestone. Now, a quick but important reminder before you get started. Agriculture is always deeply local. Always tailor these practices to your specific soil type and your own microclimate. And of course, if you're doing this at a commercial scale, definitely consult a professional agronomist for a customized nutrient management plan. We have covered so much ground today, literally and figuratively, from lupine roots reaching 2 meters deep to why you have to wait exactly 3 weeks in the spring before planting. By just leaning in and mimicking nature's cycles, we can save money, stop erosion, and build incredibly healthy soil. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Instead of leaving your land bare and vulnerable this winter, how will transforming your tired autumn soil completely change your spring harvest next year? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy planting.